I'd like to call to order this meeting, the Susquehanna Township Board of Commissioners. All commissioners are present and accounted for. Thank you for that. This is our workshop meeting, which is the second month. All commissioners are here. We did have an executive session to discuss matters of personnel and real estate. We'll begin with a pledge of allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. And could I ask Mr. Dan Fuller to lead us in the pledge?
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll begin with petitions, complaints, suggestions from citizens. Does anybody wish to address the board tonight? Okay, hearing none. Move to approval of minutes from our January 9th, 25 regular meeting.
Mr. President, I'll move for approval of the January 9th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Recognitions and presentations, Rotary Awards, Police, Fire, and EMS. Chief, Public Safety Director, Dan, Linda, whoever.
I kept trying to do
No, there. It's all yours.
Well, good evening, and thank you for allowing us to have this event this evening. Our Rotary Club of Susquehanna Township will be presenting 3 awards this evening to first responders representing the firefighter, medic, and also police officer. And my name is Linda Spence. I'm president of the Rotary Club of Susquehanna Township. And many of you, and maybe some of you, have never heard of Rotary before, but it is a humanitarian organization. It has 14 million people who are members of Rotary, people such as you and or visitors, your visitors here today. And am I not on? Oh, I'm on. Wow. And Rotary promotes peace and goodwill throughout the world. And there are over 45,000 different Rotary clubs in the world, and each one does provide service to its community and also globally. So, but this evening, our special event is the awards and recognition of the first responders from those 3 different groups. And I would like to bring, I want to call you Chief, okay. Rob Martin, but the director of the public safety for Susquehanna Township, who will give a little bit of, he's going to be up here twice. First, he'll be up here to give a little history of how this all came about, that our club was honored to give these awards every year. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Commissioners, as you know, over the years, at least the past, seems like 6 or 7 years, the Rotary Club has blessed the police department by, actually they reached out to me a number of years ago and said, what can we do for the police? I said, it'd be great if you could enact Officer of the Year award, and they readily did it, and it's been going on for a number of years now, and it's been a great initiative, a great honoring to the officers. And this year, we're very happy that they've expanded this to, our brother and sister first responders, the fire service, and EMS. I believe we're at a time in our country when our citizens need their first responders now more than ever. And we find ourselves at a time with all 3 disciplines of police, fire, and EMS, where we're having a very hard time finding recruits to fill our openings. So it's in that light that we thank you, commissioners, for the opportunity to have our first responders honored before you tonight. So having said that, I'm going to turn it back over to Where'd you go? Linda?
Thank you. We want to start out with the first presentation. We're going to have a representative come up from each of these different groups. And so our very first one will be, to be awarded will be Ryan Johns. If Ryan Johns would come up, and also if we could have George Dries come up to give that summary of everything as to why he is so deserving.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm honored and privileged to nominate firefighter Ryan Johns for Rotary Club Firefighter of the Year Award. Firefighter Johns came to Susquehanna Township in August of 2023 as part of our live-in program. Ryan's a full-time student at Harrisburg Area Community College in the Fire Science program, and he's working on what would be his last semester, where he maintains a 3.3 grade point average. In 2024, Ryan responded to 532 calls with Rescue Fire Company. Ryan's completed over 380 hours of training and has passed his national certification as Firefighter 1 and Firefighter 2. Ryan additionally has hazardous materials operation, vehicle rescue technician, confined space, rope, rapid intervention team, water rescue, and trench rescue operations, as well as many other state and local level training. Ryan helps to mentor new members, as also helps with our fire prevention activities. In April of 2024, Ryan was hired as a part-time intern fire inspector, working under the Department of Public Safety in the Fire Marshal's office. He obtained his International Property Maintenance certification. He works with our code officers and public safety partners in the implementation of life safety code inspections and enforcement. As one researches the International Rotary Club, you'll find that since its inception in 1905, there have been 3 key traits that remain strong throughout Rotary. These same traits parallel boldly with all emergency services. They are: the Rotary is truly an international organization working together locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally, in enhancing the world as it strives to make it better. That is emergency services. The Rotary Club perseveres in rough times. That is emergency services. And lastly, the Rotary Club is committed to service and it's ongoing. That is public safety. I'm proud to introduce firefighter Ryan Johns, who serves as representative of Fire Rescue Services of Susquehanna Township, its members, and those who we protect. Ryan?
On behalf of our Rotary Club, we are giving this to you for everything that you've been doing. You're a standout first responder representing your organization, Rescue 37. So congratulations. Yeah.
Baseball player. Position.
Ryan, would you feel like saying a few words? Gotcha.
You almost got away.
All right.
It's an honor to be named Firefighter of the Year. Couldn't have done this all out without the leadership and the great mentors I've had throughout my career in fire service and even since I was younger. So thank you. And,
Well, thanks for your. Brian, I'd like to also thank you for stepping up and helping us with the codes inspections. It's very important. Really helped us out a lot. So thank you.
I can't use him as a baseball player until he's 55, so I gotta wait a few years.
It's nice to see the younger generation stand out like that.
Oh, thank you.
And
Thank you.
our next recipient, I don't know if he's still here or if he's out on an emergency. His name is Wyatt Pierce, medic. And so Donald Kuntz, who is the executive director of Susquehanna Township Emergency Services, if you could come up and say a few words.
Thank you, everyone here tonight. This is an important event to recognize all of the people that go above and beyond. Wyatt tonight is actually on a call. We had hoped to free him up to get over here. But last year, STEMS responded to over 7,000 calls within the township, Pembroke and Baxter. That's 20% more than what we did last year. So as Rob talks about, we are needed more than ever. Wyatt represents what we need today. He's the person you'd want to show up for you, for your family, for your mother and father, for your child. He recently completed his paramedic and has been with us actually for a while as an advanced EMT. Completed his paramedic training, and actually after we released him, he was fortunate enough, and the patient was fortunate enough to have him show on a call, and he had a resuscitated cardiac arrest. That patient is alive today because of his efforts. This is what we see in our young generation today. Those who step up, serve the public, don't ask for a award, simply show up on the job, do what's expected, and do above and beyond it. So Wyatt is one of those rare individuals. He's new to all of this, and yet, again, he is the mentor, he's the leader, he's the one who takes even the youngers under his shoulder and under his wing and shows them the way it should be. What we're most concerned about is being the patient advocate, so that when we go to the emergency department, we represent that patient, make sure that they get the right services as they come in the door, the cardiac services, the stroke alerts, a variety of different things. And it's those decisions that are made in the field that have the greatest impacts on those patients that enter into our healthcare system today. So with all of that being said, unfortunately, Wyatt is not here. On his behalf, I accept this award and will pass it on to him. I'm very grateful for all of your attention. Thank you very much.
Don, we fully expect Wyatt to come back at our next meeting, and
Very good. If he would walk in the door anytime,
oh, Ryan did it, so, yeah,
we'll take him out.
all right, thank you.
Our third award will be going to the Police Officer of the Year, Aaron Osman. And if Aaron could come up, and our Executive Director Rob, or the Director Rob of Safety.
Thank you. Commissioners, Sergeant Osman's in his third decade of service with our police department and our township. He's currently the sergeant in command of our criminal investigation division. Over the past year, his leadership and guidance have been exemplary in the investigation of 3 homicides. In the case of a missing female, which is still a very active investigation, he's taken this personal, and he's dedicated many hours of off-duty time to find this missing person. And I've watched him personally take on the burden of being there for her family truly for many months now. In addition, Sergeant Osman has been the sole force in our cell phone analysis program, which has not only solved a multitude of cases for our department, but also has solved a multitude of cases for our county, state, and federal partners. And I can tell you, in today's world, that cell phone is everything. He's an officer who cares deeply about our township, having grown up in the township, graduated from the township high school. He's a dedicated law enforcement professional who has committed himself to serving victims and their families for 3 decades. And it's my privilege to nominate and have the award for the Rotary Club Officer of the Year presented to Sergeant Aaron Osman. Sarge.
Shake right hand, left, right.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And we can.
Although I like any opportunity to talk.
Wonderful.
Okay, that's enough.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the Rotary Club of Susquehanna Township. I deeply appreciate the nomination and the award. I'd like to thank Chief Martin for all his leadership over the years. But really, these type of awards should be dedicated to the uniformed crime fighters. They're the ones that, they're out there and making it happen. All their hard work makes me look good. So, yeah, all the recognition belongs to those guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Lord.
Yes, congratulations to all three. Your township is in good hands and is good safety of all of your constituents that are here in the whole community. And I know that one of them actually goes over to Pembroke in another area, but it's wonderful. And I want to thank the board again for having us here this evening. And I want to thank all of the supporters, families that are, related to the ones that have won this award today. And we're looking forward to being here again next year, same time, same channel. And I'd like to, at this time, we want to take a group picture of all of the award winners. And I'm not going to get over this, Chief Martin. I knew him from years ago. But can we get a picture?
Yeah, the award winners can come up here. Just, we all call them Chief, just so you know.
That's what we all call them.
Okay, moving on to the agenda. Action on ordinances, resolutions, subdivision, land development plans, and general business. First up is 2323 Rimstown Road, which is a Chase Bank proposal. Want to come up and back and walk us through this?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, Commissioners. Provided with the agenda is a copy of the preliminary and final land development plan submitted by Chase Bank, located at 2323 Rimstown Road. The purpose of this plan is to construct an approximately 3,000 square foot bank with a drive-through facility, related site and drainage improvements. Access to the site is provided by Cherry Orchard Drive through the existing driveway to the facility. The proposed bank was previously depicted on a final land development plan from 2015. Similarly titled 2323 Limblstown Road. The previous plan also depicted the medical office facility, daycare facility, and site and access improvements, which have all been constructed to this point. This project is located in the BOR, Business Office Residential Zoning District, and the 8th Ward. In addition to the plan, the applicant has requested a subdivision plan development ordinance waiver from section 22404 preliminary plan procedures. At their meeting on December 23rd, the Planning Commission recommended approval of the waiver as requested, and the plan subject to the following conditions. The first condition being addressing all comments from the township staff memo dated January 16th, 2025, and the township engineer's memo dated January 16th, 2025. Second condition being provide financial security for the timely, proper, and complete construction of all applicable improvements. Condition number 3 being provide a copy of the erosion and sedimentation control plan approval letter from the Dauphin County Conservation District, and to coordinate with the township on additional landscaping along the Limblstown Road frontage of the site. Thank you.
Okay. Is there a motion on the waiver?
Motion to approve.
Second. Moved and seconded by Commissioner Roth. Comments or questions? All in favor on the waiver request? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next up is the plan as outlined by Mr. Reach.
I move to approve the plan.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any comments from the board? Questions?
Trying to get a sense of where this is located on the site. I'm looking at this and I see Cherry Orchard Drive, but is
This is 80 PMC Walking Center.
okay.
So is this in front of the senior living place?
Yes, sir.
It's kind of set at like an angle, so.
That's correct.
Is it going to front on Linglestown Road?
The bank?
Yeah.
Yes, it would front on Michelstown Road.
So is it next to the current doctor's office and dental office?
Yeah, it's adjacent to that. It's kind of in a row 3 with that, and the daycare facility, the one closest to the intersection of Cherry Orchard and Michelstown Road.
So. Where's the drive-through?
Do you have a plan that we can show up?
See up here?
I believe the applicants have.
Good evening, Jeff Schick with KW. We did the plan. To answer your question, here's Cherry Orchard Drive,
Right.
Linglestown Road,
Okay.
and the drive-through is right through here. But it is only for an ATM, so there's nothing that went to service, it's only ATM. You guys need to...
Yes. Illustrate that again?
Sorry, sir. Linglestown Road,
Yep.
Cherry Orchard, medical facility, and the new bank.
Oh, right on the corner.
The drive-through will be here, and it's only for ATM service.
Is there any locations that call for new sidewalks in that area on the plan?
This site has already been developed. There's a sidewalk along Cherry Orchard Drive, and there's a walking path along the frontage of Linglestown Road. So this is pretty much just a build-out of a bank, which was shown on a previous plan, on that site, and the rest of the site's really been developed already.
Any other questions from members of the board? Oh, here it is, the last page. Good, very good. All right, it's been moved and seconded, the plan has for the bank. Any other comments or questions before we vote? All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you, Commissioners.
This shouldn't ask for samples. All right, next up is a proposal for accounting consulting services for the township. Leave that to manager Everly.
Thank you, Mr. President. We're seeking approval of a third-party consulting company called Susquehanna Accounting and Consulting Solutions to assist us with important tasks in our finance department, including some training and technical assistance with the software migration that we're going to be going through in the next potentially second quarter. It's just extra support for already outstanding finance department, just for some critical software enhancements.
Chair will entertain a
Motion to authorize.
I'll second.
motion. Second, comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, next up is municipal building sidewalk project.
Good evening, Commissioners. In your packets, you'll have a brief memo regarding the status of the municipal building sidewalk project located directly out front of this building along Linglestown Road. This is just a status update to note that the construction drawings are complete, the project manual and bidding documents are complete, and with your authorization, the project would be ready to publicly bid for construction in the spring. So the agenda item, the action item would be to seek the board's authorization to bid. A tentative project schedule is provided in that memo. So we'd be looking to bid here on, place the first advertisement for bid here on January 30th, conduct a bid opening on February 20th. Look to potentially award the contract on the 27th and then work through the contract and construction beyond that point.
I'd like to move to authorize bidding for this project.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions? members of the board. I have one question, and that is, I read through it, probably not in great detail, but there's a sidewalk that's now finished on the school side.
Correct.
Are the two gonna join?
Yes. So
Does it
there.
say that in there?
Yes, I think it does. Yes.
As long as it does. You don't
Second
want to just-
paragraph. Yeah. Yes, it does. It's going to jog back because the Holtzman sidewalk is outside of the right of way. They were able to relocate their fence and push everything back outside of the right of way. So it's going to make a slight jog to go up to join the Holtzman sidewalk and then extend to the western property boundary. There'll be 4 ADA accessible ramps across the existing driveways, piano-style crosswalks, and the 5-foot wide concrete sidewalk.
Abbey Road, huh?
Yeah.
Not a chief, yeah. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Anybody have any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Good, thank you.
Thank you. Progress Avenue, or Progress Fire Station Project. Manager, Everly.
Thank you, Mr. President. Chief Mark's going to join me up here too, so, and Mr. Rogowski. Okay, thank you. Included in your packet are 2 scope of work proposals for construction of a new Progress Fire Station. The first proposal concerns the pre-land acquisition engineering design and report services not to exceed $10,000 due March 1st. And the second proposal engages Pernoni Engineering, Greg Rogowski, to serve as a project manager for a cost of $3,000 a month for a 12-month period beginning 2/1/25. At this point in time, we are requesting that we table the first proposal so that we can determine the best approach, which provides the needs of the fire company and gives us our best solution. This will include providing a project schedule from feasibility to construction, which will give us milestones and deadlines to set expectations and keep us on track. We will have the revised proposal on the agenda to February 13th. The second proposal we are seeking approval for is to hire the project manager to lead the township through this project.
Okay.
Do we need a motion to table?
You need a
Separate.
motion to table, but there needs to be no second. And there is no debate. It's either tabled or not tabled, so.
Okay,
somebody
I'll
can make-
move that we table the first proposal.
That's acceptable, and then you just need to decide.
Second.
No second.
No second.
No second is necessary.
And the other
Is motion is to hire Greg Rogowski to be the project manager. He's here if you have any.
I'll make that motion.
Well, you still have to vote on the motion to table.
Have to vote on it,
Made.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then you
Okay,
can make the second.
it's been moved to
Okay.
table the first part of the narrative. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Now you're good.
Okay.
Sorry, okay.
Start again? Okay. The second proposal is to hire Mr. Greg Rogowski from Pennoni to serve as the project manager to lead the township through the process. He's here this evening if you have any questions for him. He's
I'll make the second attempt to approve the motion.
Okay.
Moved and seconded by Commissioner Sanderson. Comments or questions?
I do, on top of my own motion, with tabling the first one though, the second one says about beginning 2/1/25. Would we push that back to 3/1/25? Is there still work to be done until we address the first proposal? Just seeking clarification on that.
That makes sense. Mr. Rogowski?
Good evening, members of the board. The project management proposal is an engagement to start the process. So we would start that relatively immediately. In fact, we are seeking the product of a meeting with members of Progress Fire Company within the next 2 weeks to kind of kick off the project. The reason the first proposal is being tabled, we want to get a little bit better understanding of where things are at, what has happened in the last 2 years or so, and things like that, before we move forward with the second one. Or, I'm sorry, with the first proposal. So there will be another proposal, probably in the next month or so in that kind of time frame, but we want to kind of get the first part started and then proceed through that year. The year is a guess, once again, we're not exactly sure where everything will head and how long it will take, but that's our
So if I'm going to paraphrase, even though we're tabling the first proposal, there's work to be done in terms of how it's going to proceed at a later meeting, I guess probably in February, and that's where the work will come in, and that's why it would still be started by February 1.
Yeah, we probably should have flipped those 1 and 2s just to
Okay.
We really should not get started any later than mid-February.
If you recall, we have a grant that we have to start looking on. We
Okay.
talked about that.
I just wanted to get that makes sense.
All right. Any other questions? Comments? All right, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Vote. Those opposed? Motion carries. Thanks,
Thank you,
Larry.
we're looking forward to working with all.
Yes, me too. Thank you. All right. Consent agenda. Bunch of items on here. First, most important, this point, Teresa Eberly is right to know officer and Leanne Hoffman as assistant right to know officer. Approved reappointment of Jonathan Bowser to the Planning Commission for a 4-year term. Approved financial security for Susquehanna Union Green as outlined on your agenda. Approved change order number 3 for Susquehanna Township paving stormwater improvements as outlined on your agenda. Approved application for payment number 2 for the 2024 Susquehanna Township paving and stormwater improvements in the amount of $30,876.53. Approve financial security adjustment number 4 for Russell Drive Lot 2 in the amount of $112,877. Financial security would be adjusted to $39,751. Next up is approved financial security adjustment number 3 for the terraces at Maplewood in the amount of $582,071, leaving a balance of $756,023. Next up is approved financial security adjustment for Stray Wind Farm, Phase 8, in the amount of $70,833. Financial security would be adjusted to $28,600. And approved financial security adjustment number 8 for Stray Wind, Phase 7, in the amount of $3,740. The financial security would be adjusted to $8,580.
Motion to approve consent agenda. Second.
Moved and second. Any comments on any or all?
Yeah, I have a question regarding the Stray Winds Farm, financial security adjustment. There has been an issue with the roads there being completed to township standards.
Correct.
And I just want to make sure that we're not releasing financial security for those items.
So the items that were concerned in regards to like the curb and sidewalk that were being offered for dedication previously were constructed appropriately and inspected by our inspectors. The issue with that was the activities that were subsequent for the build out of the lots. There was issues with the builder, not the developer, during the development or during the building of the individual lots that damaged those items. So the MPC pretty much states that if the items are constructed and inspected, you have to essentially release those funds. Now, when it comes to dedication, the township's under no obligation to accept those items if they're damaged or left unrepaired to the township's level of acceptance. But everything that is being recommended for release has been constructed and inspected per the plan.
And some of it was damaged after construction.
Yeah, so for example, in Phase 7, there was many issues with the curbs. The curbs were installed during the initial phase of development. Adequate protection was not provided during construction activities for the build out of each individual lot. There was a lot of damage sustained to the curbs. But again, they were constructed per plan and inspected and found to be satisfactory when they were installed. The damage came subsequent. So the kind of recourse is that the township is under no obligation to accept dedication of those items. If dedication is sought by the developer, they have the onus to bring those up to township standards.
It's like apples and oranges, basically. Okay.
So is the township obligated to release those funds as outlined?
Well, I know that the engineer wasn't engaging in barratry or practicing law without a license. It's his spouse's job to practice law, but he was absolutely correct in his recitation of the law. We cannot withhold the funds that we're talking about because they've been approved for other items that they've already done and to our satisfaction we've accepted. The penalty that the developer has, is the engineer is absolutely right about, is that we have not accepted and will not accept and been clear about the fact that we will not accept the roads that are damaged until they are fixed to our specifications. Furthermore, the developer has an ongoing responsibility to maintain those roads and to plow them. That's been the subject of some comment. And we'll continue to have that expense and that cost and that liability unless and until he fixes those roads and makes them compliant with our expectations, which have been communicated to him for several months in several meetings. So we should release, my advice, that we should release the financial security because, again, it's tied to other things which we've already checked on and accepted. And again, the continuing issue is the developer's decision to bring those roads up to code and specification, if that makes any sense.
Thank you, Mr. Darrow. It was awesome.
I have a 3-hour closing argument. I'd like to by hooking my hands behind my
The chair forbears. Okay, is that satisfied? Yep. Any other questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Alex.
Absolutely.
New business. Township of Susquehanna versus Dauphin County Board of Assessment Appeals and Elmerton Enclave LP. Mr. Hill.
El Presidente. The Elmerton Enclave was originally assessed at about $10 million. The board made a decision to reduce that assessment to $8.4 million. An appeal was taken in September of 2004 by the property owner to further reduce that amount of money. And as a result, the township tax revised on the new assessment of $8.4 million of $28,137 a year is at risk of going down further. As a result, we have agreed with the school district to defend the appeal by the property owner, and the cost of that, we need to get 2 appraisals. Our pro rata share of those appraisals are total $1,890, broken down to $1,365 for the retrospective market value, and then the value of the property owner's appraisal. Otherwise, our minority report on that is $525. The township's school district has the largest share of that. We recommend that the board approve that so we can litigate the issue and protect the $8.4 million revised value.
Mr. President, I'd like to move for approval of payment for the appraisal services in the amount of $1,890.
Second.
Moved and second. Comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That brings us down to commissioner comments. Anybody have comments?
Mr. President, I'd like to publicly congratulate Heavenly Smith, our Parks and Rec coordinator, for being one of the 30 under 30s in the National Recreation Park Association. Thanks, Doug, for your mentorship too.
Thank you. Anybody else? Got that in? No?
Motion to adjourn.
There's a motion on the floor to adjourn.
Second.
And it's been seconded by an unusual source. Shall we discuss? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We're out of here.